The other day I bought these two engines. They're Suzuki GS500 engines. The reason I bought them is I want to get better at engines. Plain and simple. I don't know enough about engines. I know a little bit. I've done a little bit of work on engines in the past, but mainly things like changing clutches or valve clearances, you know, things that are sort of maintenance style. I know roughly the theory, but I don't have any first-hand experience of breaking down an engine and seeing all the parts. I got these engines really cheap, basically. I got them cheap because they both have problems, quite major problems that would involve a full rebuild to fix. Between them, I'm sure that I have enough parts to build one engine that should be complete and running well. So that is my aim. My aim is to break these engines down, see which parts are the best condition, replace any parts that I can't use, and rebuild an engine that is basically good to go. I actually have a GS500 myself. I love it. I think it's a great bike. If you don't know about a GS500, it was a Suzuki 500cc twin 4-stroke total workhorse essentially. They were really popular with dispatch riders because they were reliable, they were bulletproof, really basic, you know, they're air cooled. There's just not a lot that can go wrong with them. They run. The problems that I know with these engines, this one, where the breaker points bolt onto the crankshaft has sheared, so that crankshaft is totally useless. I think this one's alright, so I could use that when I build it. This one has a knocking, don't know any more than that, so it could be rod knock, bearing knock, something like that. So we'll need to actually have a look into the engine and see if we can figure out what is wrong with it. They're both also just horrible and greasy and manky. They've been sat in this dude's workshop for like 3 years and just gathering dust and grime and muck. So they'll need a full breakdown and clean, degrease, and then a respray, maybe some polishing of some parts as well. Hopefully when I've finished, I'll have one engine that's essentially been refurbed, looks fresh, and is ready to do many more miles. I have actually bought a Haynes workshop manual for the GS500, which includes details on the strip down and rebuild of the engine. If you don't actually know what a Haynes manual is, this is one. This is my XS251. Basically it's a workshop manual that has really detailed pictures and guidance on breaking down and rebuilding more or less the entire bike. I'm more interested in the engine part. It also has a list of all the tolerances, all the measurements and that kind of thing inside the engine for the wear on the parts, so that's a really good reference to have. Like I've said in the past, the best way that I learn is just by trying things. Trying it out and see. What's the worst that could happen? These really didn't cost me that much money. Worst that happens is I don't end up with a functioning engine at the end of it all. Best that could happen is that I have full knowledge of these engines and a good engine to boot. So, you know, really is nothing to lose. If that sounds like something that interests you, give me a wee like, comment, and more importantly, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next episode where I will hopefully be getting these things a little bit cleaner and getting my hands dirty. I mean really dirty. These are absolutely disgusting. Oh man. I've gone mad.